GoLogin is the best browser for multi-accounting. GoLogin is a platform that enables users to manage multiple browser profiles.
Okay, recording is in progress. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now this is for you. Now, this is not actually a session. Now, this is just to clear all of your doubts. So if you have any questions, y'all can ask. That is why we host this call. So yeah, y'all can start with your questions one by one, all together, no problem. Y'all can start with your questions.
Well, my first question Ravi, is yesterday, how it is you knew that the price was going to go that high?
Go that high. This one.
yeah. Yesterday.
Okay,
yesterday.
I'll show you. So it's just the same concepts. Okay, it's just the same concepts. I'll show you. So now, but for everything, we need to always come back down from the daily time frame, okay, or from a higher time frame. So this is what I saw. Okay, this is what I saw. Price swept all of these equal lows, okay, or these relative equal lows, which means they took out sell stops. Okay, they took out sell stops from all of these lows. So after taking out sell stops, where are they heading next? Okay, where are they heading next? After sell stops, they'll be going after buy stops. Okay, that's what they would do. Give me a minute. There's someone in the waiting room. Okay, so we'll see.
Okay, hey, sorry.
That's all right. Okay, so after taking out sell stops, where are they going next? They're going after buy stops. Okay, so where are the buy stops? Where are the buy stops? Above intermediate term highs. See that? Above intermediate term highs. So we know that after all of these lows have been taken out, where are they going next? Above, like they will go after the buy stops. That's what they would do. So where are the buy stops? They are above the intermediate term highs. See that?
Yeah.
Okay. So until price, now we need to know their intentions. So now when this move right here started, okay, when we saw some bullish intent from this area, why are they going there? Where are they going next? What's their intention? Their intention is to take out the buy stops. So where are the buy stops? Above this high. So until those highs have been taken out, we're bullish on GU. Only until that. Okay, because the higher time frame has shown us some signs of bearish intent. See that now, even though this was a liquidity hunt, okay, even though that was a stop hunt, this is also a breakout structure. Okay, this can be also taken as a breakout structure because this was that last high low on the higher time frame. So now, which means now GU has shifted into a bearish market. Okay, now we have to combine everything. We have to combine structure, we have to combine liquidity and all of those. Okay, so if you look at the 4-hour time frame, okay, this is how the 4-hour came back down, something like this. Okay, the 4-hour time frame did something like this. Now what they're actually doing right now is, you see that? So now this was that last lower high on a 4-hour time frame, right? This was that last lower high. So what will people think when this high has been taken out? When this high gets taken out, what will people think? They'll think that, yeah, we're going bullish. We're going bullish. So what they would expect is something like this. This is what they would expect. So now you see, with these highs resting over here, what they're actually doing is they're creating liquidity. They are inducing. Okay, this is an inducement. This highs right here is an inducement. So what they're actually doing is, now look at that inducement. Okay, now even though it looks like a set of equal highs, okay, with these highs being taken out, most people, what they would do is this. They would expect something like this and to go higher. So now imagine how much of liquidity they have created to the downside. Okay, now there are people who trade all of their sell stops below these lows. Okay, they'll place their stop losses. Some might even look at these order blocks right here, something right here. See that? Now with these highs, okay, with this inducement, they have created so much of liquidity to the downside. You get that? They have created so much of liquidity to the downside. So that's why we say liquidity is what drives the market. So now they have created the liquidity for them to come back down. Okay, so what I did was this. I know that they're after buy stops now. Okay, they're after buy stops. So I'm just following structure. So on the 15-minute, this is what happened. Okay, so this was Friday. This was Friday. And our range was like this. From this low to this high was our range on Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what did price do? Came back into a discounted price. See that? We had this. Okay, now what did price do? Came back into a discounted price and it created some equal lows. See that? Created equal lows. Okay, which if it takes out liquidity and if it breaks structure, this is a strong low. Get that?
Right.
If it takes out liquidity and if it breaks structure, this is going to be a strong low. So this was Friday, and we know that we cannot expect like very huge moves on Fridays. So what did it do? It started consolidating and we went back into a new week. And then on Monday, it came back into the discount price of this range from this low to this high. Okay, came back down, and you see it came back down. Once again, the same thing happened. It took out liquidity from all of these lows. Okay, took out liquidity and it broke structure once again. See that?
Yeah,
it broke structure. So now we still have some bullish intent in the market. Okay,
right.
then what happened? So yesterday, what happened yesterday? Okay, now if you look closely, this was that order block that broke structure, right? This was the order block that broke structure. And we know that this set of lows has to hold. The reason is it took out liquidity and it broke structure, which means now these lows are a set of strong lows. Okay, these have to hold. And what did I tell you? I told you if price breaks structure and if it retraces and breaks structure once again, okay, and if it breaks structure once again like this, where would those people place their sell stops? Just above the, I'm sorry, just below this low, right?
Yeah.
So like we cannot expect any sort of we cannot expect a huge move from this order block. The reason is there's so much of liquidity resting below it. And that's why I mentioned in the group yesterday that a drop in a bullish market is a hunt for sell stops. So where are the sell stops? Right below this low. And then what's the closest POI to the inducement? Right, this. See that?
Yeah.
See right here. So do we trust this order block to work? No, right? Because where is the liquidity above it? I told you for it to be a good order block, okay, for it to be a good point of interest, there needs to be liquidity resting above it. So where is the liquidity that's resting above it? There's nothing. There's nothing. And I even saw many people looking at that order block. So which means that that's like pure liquidity. That's pure liquidity. Because this would be seen as a break of structure point. You see that inducement?
Yeah.
People would say like, this is the range. Now, what are they doing once again? So people would say if this breaks, the 50-minute has shifted bearish. So what they would expect is something like this once again. Okay, so what are they doing once again? They're creating liquidity to the upside. Sorry, they're creating liquidity to the upside. You get that?
Yeah.
So that's how I got the bias yesterday. It was simple. It was very simple. This was that Asian range. Price started coming back down. So I had no chances of getting in on a sell from here. So that's okay. That's okay. Like we do not always want to hedge. Okay, only if it's clear we are going to hedge. So you see what happened. Okay.
Yeah.
We need to have a lot of patience. Yeah.
Yeah. I understand that, right? But I have another question for you concerning this same setup, the setup today and the setup on yesterday as well, right? No, I'm sorry, yesterday and day before yesterday.
Day before yesterday.
If you drop down to the M1 time frame, now I had that very same POI mark. I had it down to the exact price level, right?
Right here. Okay.
Yeah, what you did yesterday on M1, right?
Okay.
And if you notice, okay, so price touched into that blue box at the bottom. Yeah.
Oh, this one.
Yeah. Hold on. Can I point? Can I
yeah.
point in the chat? Let me see. Okay. Yeah. So hold on a second. Just let me get this. Okay. Right. You see my mouse?
Nope, not yet.
Yeah. It
will take time.
I think I gave you permission.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now you see my mouse on, right? Or maybe I should just annotate.
Yeah, maybe you can annotate or something.
Okay.
Just use the annotate tool to annotate, bro.
Yeah. Let me just annotate. Right.
Yeah. In view options,
okay.
you'll find it.
Yeah, I found it. Yeah. So we know it hit the POI here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And then price went up, it broke structure.
Yeah,
right?
it broke structure.
And then it came down back. Now, I had my POI, my entry point as this area here, right?
Okay.
But then it kept coming down and forming relative equal lows, right?
Yeah. So even I
So
was waiting for all of these lows to be taken out, but it did not. It did not. So I was
exactly,
waiting here for all of
that is
these to
what
be
I
taken
was
out
doing.
and tap into this. Okay, I
Exactly,
was
that is
waiting
what
for that.
I was waiting.
Yeah. But the
Right?
thing was,
Because
there was
yeah,
another type of inducement right here, a minor little inducement. See
yeah,
that? This
yeah.
was another inducement, so we could have even taken it from this, but that was risky. That was risky. So I will always wait for this to play out. I even had this marked, but it did not come back down there. So we can't do anything about it, right? We
Yeah.
can't do anything about it.
The day
Yeah.
before, I did this
Okay.
very same thing. And the reason why I didn't take the trade here was the day before, I did this
Okay.
very same thing. And I took the trade here and price came down back down here. And I got stopped out.
Back down.
Yeah. So I was wondering, here it is. I said, I'm not making the same mistake twice. I'm waiting.
Price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then price didn't come down back. And then I saw your trade and I was like, okay, maybe I did something wrong. No, I was just
So,
wondering if there was a rule concerning that or something, because it was just the
yeah.
marketing,
No, the
it's
thing is
Forex.
like they'll do what they want to do. Okay, like we cannot always expect
Yeah.
100% accuracy with anything. Not with anything. Okay, not even ICT teaches 100% accuracy.
Yeah.
Nothing works that way. Okay, like if it works that way, like everyone could profit from it. Something unique happens every single day, and we need to know how to play along with it. So losses are part of this. Okay, like we cannot we cannot like get frustrated about it. Okay, so what
Yeah.
I did was I even had a sell from here. Okay, I had a sell from here targeting these lows. Okay,
Yeah, I
but it
wanted to do that,
came
but I
back
didn't have the
down and then
confidence.
it hit break even. So I was like, even I was waiting for these lows to get swept and then for price to tap into this, but it did not work. So that's okay because it does not work like that every single day. Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe we could gotten an entry right here. This was an inducement. Okay,
Yeah.
something from right here we could have gotten an entry, but that was risky because we know that these were relatively equal lows. Both of these has to get swept. That's how I told you. Okay, so I was waiting, like honestly I was waiting until these lows get taken out, but it did not.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, that's how the market was. All right. Well, at least I know
Bro, just in case,
okay.
Dara,
okay.
one more doubt. Just in case if I want to enter above after all these things, where can I enter again in this
Right,
whole
good
up
question.
move?
Above all of these things. Okay, let's see. Right here we had no other opportunity. You see that? There was like nothing. Price just started shooting up. There was
But
nothing.
at least the POI, where can we enter? Just can you show me that POI?
Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was one entry right here. Yeah, that's it. That's all the entries that day. There was like two. We had this. We could have entered off this, okay, for sure. That was something like a classical BOSRTO. See, price took out liquidity from these lows and it broke structure. Right here, it broke structure. Okay, which means now this would be a strong low. Okay, so if we go to a seconds time frame, I don't think most of you are used to seconds time frame.
Yeah, use a second time frame.
Yeah, so we had this little inducement right here. See there? We got a wick. So we could have used that and then entered off that this thing right here. That was another entry. That's it. That's all I see. That's all I see. Nothing else. See there? We could have gotten an entry right there. And then after that, price just went
Sorry,
back up.
Udara.
Yeah.
On the 1 minute, could you
Okay.
also say like this will be inducement? I'll just annotate.
Wait. Right here.
Hold on. Yeah, like there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's an
it's
inducement too,
liquidity.
because that's a short-term low. Okay, that's
Yeah.
a short-term low. Because and see, there was an order block right here because I told you about the wicks. There was an order block right here.
Mhm.
Price tapped into it and then gave a little reaction. So I told you, like price is fractal and so is liquidity. Liquidity is fractal too because there would have been people who did this, something like this, stop loss below this low. Okay, there are people who do that. Okay, there are people who do that. So that's why I told you. That's why the FU candle comes. The FU candle comes only if there is liquidity. See, somebody would have taken a long position from this order block, somewhere around from this week. That's why, like, only if there are orders, the FU candle comes. You see that? Just FU'd all of them, and then tapped into the right order block. So There would
Yeah.
have been someone who bought from this area right here. Okay. So yeah, that's all the entries I see.
Udar, I have a
There.
question.
Yeah.
There is 2 POIs you have already marked here in blue boxes.
Oh, right here.
No. Yeah, 15
Which one?
ones.
Okay.
15 minutes. Then why didn't you choose the 1 minute POI below that first blue box?
I'm sorry. Below this,
Yeah,
you wanted
yeah.
me to choose the 1 minute one. Okay,
Yeah.
let's see. Which one?
This candle with
Which?
mm,
This thing? This thing? Which one did you want me to choose?
No, I think he's trying to say that you marked that like inducement. You were showing that the above order block was an inducement. So that wasn't
Oh
a
yeah,
PR.
this
That
is
was
just
even
an
showing
inducement.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is just
Yeah,
an
you got
inducement. Okay, I just marked it to show you what happened. Okay, see what happened. Like even I got tricked there, but I did not enter. See what happened. Okay, price just tapped into it. See, it will give you some reactions. You see what happened. Okay, what did price do? Took out liquidity once again, and it even gave a breakout structure. See that? So I just marked this to show you what happened. Price tapped into this, and then it even broke structure. Now imagine how many people would have waited for somewhere around here to play out. See that inducement? Like they're creating so much of liquidity. They're feeding the below liquidity with a lot of, I'm sorry, the below point of interest with a lot of liquidity. See that? Now after this breakout structure, even I thought twice. Like, what if I like missed the trade or something? But then I knew I have no reason to take a buy from here. Okay, you see that I just marked this to show you what's happening. See, we even got a breakout structure after hitting that. Like many people would have gotten into this trade, like so much of people, because it just tapped the 50-minute order block and it broke structure. See that? So yeah.
Udar, what if there
else?
is a 1 minute order block inside these 2 boxes? Then we
Okay.
have to choose that.
What if there's a 1 minute order block in now? This thing we're cutting it off. Okay, I just marked this to show you. This thing we're cutting it off. That's it. This is the inducement. This is that major trap within the range. Okay, so this thing I refined it down to this, 1 minute imbalance. See that? Because if price is coming back down after taking out all of this liquidity, okay, like why should it turn from here without filling the imbalance completely? Why should it turn from here? It has to come back and tap into this. That's what price did actually. It has to come back down. Okay, like
okay, thanks.
if it did not, we can expect something like this. Okay, even if it did not, then this becomes the inducement. You get that?
Yeah.
But since there was a lot of liquidity resting below these lows, that's why price just tapped in and then went. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, what else?
Why would you not use the breaker?
I'm sorry.
Why would
The
you
breaker.
not? Yeah.
The breaker right here.
No, in you mark the order block. Why would you not use the breaker? Because that's the closest POI, is it not?
This thing right here.
The POI was inside the breaker.
Yeah.
No, the one right next to the.
Inside of the breaker, I guess. See that? Oh yeah, it was inside of that breaker.
I meant on the 1 minute, but
Oh, on the 1 minute.
yeah, to the left of your order block, but right next to it, there was a breaker.
So you wanted me to choose this.
But the breaker did work as well, but no, the
Yeah,
one to the.
But
to the
this
one to the
thing
right.
was really obvious. Okay, this was obvious. The reason is, look at this. Okay, which was the one that broke structure? This order block right here. Right? This was the one that broke structure. Okay, so this was the one that broke structure. I told you we need to choose the one that broke structure, and it got induced too. Now we have no reason to choose the breaker. Like we could have chosen like all of this. This was just a point of interest. Okay, we could have taken something like this.
Udar, I think he means the, like when you refine the 15-minute order block and there's that 1 minute order block. Yeah. Once you refine that, there's a 1 minute breaker inside of that. And he said, how come you didn't use that one?
Oh, the 1 minute breaker inside of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It does work as well. But
Yeah, this thing right here.
yeah.
Yeah, we could have chosen that too, but like I told you, why would it come this far and not fill this imbalance? Just think of it. Why would it come this far and not fill this imbalance? So like this is that last logical point it could come into, right? Like I told you, if it does not fill it, like if it comes this close and if it did not fill an imbalance, that looks suspicious. Then why did it come back down that far? You get that? Like it has to come back down, and if it's coming back down, it has to fill this imbalance. It has to, because like why are they risking some more money on something like this? Why are they doing that? Like if they're coming back this much down, they could have filled this imbalance and then go back up. Like why would they reverse from somewhere around here? Okay, because now this is still inefficient price action. See that? So then they'll have to put another order to fill that imbalance, because we know that imbalances has to be filled. So why are they putting an order and then coming only this far? They can fill this and then go back up. Like think of it. Like think of the tiniest details. Why wouldn't they fill this? Like yeah, I told you we need to choose the closest one to the inducement, the closest POI, but like we need to be flexible. Like why would it come back this down and not fill this imbalance? Get that? Why would they do that? I hope it's clear.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we need to be flexible. Okay, just think of it. Think of it in a logical standpoint. Okay. So what else? I think y'all had so many questions and now no one's talking. Y'all can ask anything because there's so much of time.
Okay, I just want you to go over one thing concerning market structure.
Market structure.
Yeah, well, not market structure, but actually break of market structure. Right?
Break of structure. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I see you sometimes when you use the lower time frames, you take a pretty fast break of structure, right?
Yeah.
And on the higher time frames, well, when I say higher time frames, like on the M15 or what, you wait for like maybe 2 places to get broken first.
This is what I would do. Okay, like sometimes I take the closest breakout structure when, like, you know what ICT calls a turtle soup, right? Like a sweep below the lows and then he starts buying. No, I'm going to explain why I choose the closest breakout structure. Okay, so what he does is he waits for a sweep below lows and then he'll enter, like without any logic, he just enters with a 30 people huge stop loss. So what I do is, okay, so this is when I choose the closest breakout structure. Now say we had all of these lows right here. Yeah, somewhere right here. We had these lows. Okay, we had these lows, and then after taking out these lows, we know that there are sell stops resting below these lows. Okay, so which means price has to come back down, take out all of these sell stops, and then go back the other way, the opposite direction. Okay, so at that point, what I do is I'll wait for price to go below these lows, and then just a little bullish intent in the market, a little minor breakout structure, I'm entering on a buy. The reason is price has to pull back up after taking out a major low. Get that? That's when I choose the closest breakout structure. Not all the time. Okay, only if it sweeps below a major low or a major high, I'm going to choose the closest breakout structure. Okay, I hope it's clear. Like, because only after it sweeps below a major low or a major high. Okay,
you say after it sweeps below a major low or major high, right?
Yeah.
And your definition of a major low and major high is it must take out liquidity and it must break structure.
No, the thing is, this is what I call a major high. Okay, now say price is coming back down in a downtrend like this, something like this. You know, it's a downtrend. It's a clear downtrend. So in a downtrend, the lower highs will be protected, right? The lower highs will be protected. Yeah. This will be protected, this will be protected, and then this will be protected. So which means we know that what's resting above protected highs? There are buy stops. There are buy stops resting above protected highs. See that? There are buy stops resting above all of these protected highs. Okay. And then once price breaks structure, okay, once price breaks structure, now say we get a breakout structure right here. Okay, say we get a breakout structure right here. Now this was once a major high. The thing was it was protected, yeah, right?
Right.
This was protected. So this is what I call a major high. Okay, a significant lower high, because when price was retracing back down, okay, this lower high was protected. So above a lower high, there would be buy stops. Okay, not above all of these protected highs. There are people who place buy stops and sell stops above every single swing point. Like every swing point has liquidity resting above it. So what I do is once price goes above this, and gives a minor little breakout structure from this area, okay, on a lower time frame, even on seconds time frame, I'll sell it back down. Okay, and when price starts going back up, once it takes out this high, okay, with a minor little
GoLogin is the best browser for multi-accounting. GoLogin is a platform that enables users to manage multiple browser profiles. GoLogin is the best browser for multi-accounting. GoLogin is a platform that enables users to manage multiple browser profiles.